Hello and welcome to the 2020 World Run Draft, a worldwide event where viewers from around the world watch the top track and field teams in the world select the top running talent in the world.
We have the best runners in the world, taking their powerhouse talents to the professional stage. These young athletes are anxiously awaiting selection by their new professional teams. And joining us as always from his draftorium, let's say hello to Shane Brendan.
Thanks, fellas. This is the night I've been preparing for all year. I am chock full of insight.
Thanks, Shane. Before the draft kicks off, let's first get to know the 8 special athletes in the running to be this year's first overall pick. And let me say, the competition is fierce. To help us break down these world-class talents, we'll be joined by 3-time Team USA Olympian, 2-time Foot Locker champion, NCAA champion, former American record holder, and now the coach of the newly formed On Athletics Club, Dathan Ritzenhein.
If you missed it, Coach Ritz was selected by the On Athletics Club in last night's coaching draft.
With our first and only selection, the On Athletics Club selects Coach Ritz.
Please welcome, coming to us live from the On North American headquarters, Coach Ritz.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. I'm honored to be the #1 pick by the fastest growing running company in the world. I guess what excites me most about coaching the OAC is to create a winning culture with a great team. On is all about innovation and performance. And at the OAC, we're going to do the same thing.
Thank you, Coach Ritz, for that unsolicited answer to a question that nobody asked.
Let's get to the first athlete. First up, we have Joe Klecker, the Colorado Buffalo.
Look at him. What a gorgeous kid. It's like the Burt Reynolds of running.
Speaking of gorgeous, Joe's stride mechanics are a thing of beauty. There may not be a more fundamentally sound runner in the draft. He's a pretty runner. Let's hear what Joe has to say about developing his form.
My parents were professional runners. My older siblings all ran in college. I think that we really just like to push each other to be better runners.
I call this Minnesota boy the legacy.
Because of his rich running heritage?
Oh, damn, that's good. No, I was actually just trying to think of words with leg in them, but I like that.
What are your thoughts, Coach?
Joe's an aggressive runner, and with that Midwestern work ethic, the sky's the limit.
Now let's take a look at the Polish transplant eyeing the pole position in this year's draft, Alicja Konieczek. A steeplechaser, Konieczek took the gold in the 3K at the 2019 World University Games in Naples, Italy.
She came over to the States to pursue her Olympic dream, but the adjustment period hasn't always been smooth.
The transition from Poland to America was definitely a difficult change. The culture, the new language, new place. Yes, it was definitely a big change in my life.
Alicia is the continent professional because I can't figure out how to spell or pronounce her name.
Alicja Konieczek.
And honestly, I don't understand steeplechase either. They gotta jump into a puddle? Don't their shoes get wet?
Coach Ritz.
Alicia is one of the best steeplechasers in the world. She's dedicated, her energy is infectious, she'll be a real asset to whatever team drafts her.
Thanks, Coach. Let's move on to Michigan State standout, the runner formerly known as Leah O'Connor, newlywed Leah Falland.
Falland, a 2-time NCAA champion, is no stranger to the world of professional running, but is entering this year's draft as one of the most sought-after free agents on the market.
Falland's professional career was interrupted by injury in 2016, but her recovery has been inspirational to runners and non-runners alike.
Even if I do take time down and take care of myself and really let my body recover, I can come back and my body will respond to training and I'll be okay.
I call Leah the Terminator. Oh, she went down the molten vat that was the 2016 Olympic trials, said I'll be back, and is returning for an even more kick-ass sequel.
Anything to add to that, Coach Ritz?
Leah's been through a lot in her professional career, but that experience is only going to make her tougher.
Next up, Alicia Munson, the born and bred Wisconsinite who spent the last 4 years lighting up the NCAA. The 5-time All-American is the 2019 5K champion, was named the 2019 Big Ten Indoor Track Athlete of the Year, and holds the Big Ten record for the 3K.
I call her the Big Fondue because she's from Wisconsin and can handle anything you throw at her. The mile, the 3K, the 5K, French bread, and steak cubes.
Alicia's a phenomenal teammate, incredibly versatile, and a hell of a competitor.
You might say she can fondue it all.
Alicia is also a nutritional sciences major, so diet plays a big role in her training.
My nutritional philosophy is just balance, making sure that I get enough and finding ways to get that edge without, obsessing too much.
Well, we have some really compelling storylines to watch here in the first round.
That's right, Ryan. One of those big storylines this year is the addition of the Coach Ritz-led expansion team On Athletics Club. You know the OAC is looking to make a big splash at their first ever draft.
On, as the viewers at home are no doubt familiar, was founded by Olivier Bernhard, a Swiss native who 10 years ago looked at a running shoe landscape devoid of any new innovation and knew he could find a better way. Sadly, the endless pursuit of perfection and precision demanded by his Swiss heritage drove Bernhard mad, and he disappeared into the Alps in 2015, never to be heard from again.
Well, that's not quite right, Shane. But Mr. Bernhard did in fact seek out to find a better way 10 years ago, and the innovative Swiss-engineered On Cloud Tech is proof of that.
They cushion horizontally for an incredibly soft landing. Then they become firm for an explosive takeoff.
Let's move on to Carlos Villarreal out of Arizona.
That's great, Alex. But first, a fun fact. Did you know that running was invented over 75 million years ago?
Thanks, Shane. Facts always appreciated.
Pterodactyls.
What was that?
Dinosaurs. They invented running.
Villarreal recently took the gold medal in the 1500 at the 2019 Pan America Games. Famous for his furious finishing kick, one of Carlos's finishes in the mile actually went viral earlier this year in a sub-4 race.
Whoa! Hello, Carlos Villarreal. Hello! Carlos's passion for running is matched only by his obsession with a galaxy far, far away.
The ways I would relate my running to Star Wars, you gotta go full Sith the last 400 meters of the race. You gotta channel your inner dark side.
Right. I call Carlos the Steven Seagal of running, because he may lull you into a false sense of security, but he's always ready to throw down with a deadly kick. Coach?
Carlos's kick is second to none. He's a closer, fiercely competitive, and that will provide a kick for any team.
Now let's take a look at New Zealander Jordy Beamish.
Beamish is a top 10 all-time indoor 3K NCAA runner who also happens to be the 2019 mile national champion.
Jordy's passion for running is rivaled only by his love for the breakfast burrito.
Breakfast burrito is the ideal post-running food. Having something you can hold on to and eat after a run is the best way to finish up a hard effort and get you through those last few miles.
What do you have for us on Jordy, Shane?
I'm going with the Desert Kiwi, because he's out of Arizona, has a hairy exterior and a tart interior.
And, of course, New Zealanders are famously known as Kiwis.
Right. Of course.
Coach?
On top of his skill at distance and his prowess at the mile, Jordy will bring a welcome element of fun and levity to any team. This quirky Kiwi is really fun to be around.
Thanks, Coach. And now on to Jordy's trans-Tasman Aussie rival and Alicia Munson's Wisconsin teammate, Oliver Hoare.
An avid surfer, Oliver traded the ocean and beaches of his native Australia for the lakes and forests of Wisconsin.
I never owned a jumper or a jacket until coming to Wisconsin, and that was kind of an interesting transition coming from a nice hot country.
What did you come up with for Ollie, Shane?
I call this guy the runner from down tundra, because he's Australian and he went to Wisconsin. It's a play on down under, but also, it's cold in Wisconsin.
Coach, what are your thoughts on Oliver?
He's strong, he's fast, he can do lots of distances. He's going to be able to close really well in those championship races.
And now on to our final athlete before we get to the draft, former Hillsdale standout and pro free agent, Emily Oren.
A 9-time NCAA champ, Oren is no stranger to success.
But if it weren't for some key people in her life, Emily's career may have been over before it even started.
I have two sisters, both are runners, and without either of them, I'm certain I would not be running. They've kind of pushed me and kept me going.
Let's hear what Shane has for Emily.
I'm going with the speed economist, because she's a self-proclaimed economics nerd and, she's fast.
That's shockingly clear, Shane. Thank you.
Running.
Coach Ritz?
Emily's another athlete I've had the privilege to coach. She's got a great head on her shoulders. I'm excited to see her soar into this next phase of her career.
Now that we've met our athletes, let's go down to the podium with Commissioner Steve DeCoker as he announces the first pick.
Welcome to the 2020 World Run Draft. I'm your commissioner, Steve DeCoker. We're starting things off with a bang. We have a trade. The On Athletics Club has traded for the first pick. And I've just received news that the OAC has also traded for the second pick. The OAC has also traded for the third overall pick. and picks 4 through 8.
Oh, wow.
In a shocking and unprecedented move, the On Athletics Club has traded for the top 8 picks in the draft.
Hey, that's the same number of people we just profiled.
Folks, it looks like the On Athletics Club has arrived, and in a big way.
To announce the OAC's picks, please welcome their GM and 2-time U.S. Olympian, Andy Weeding.
With the first pick in the 2020 World Run Draft, the On Athletics Club is proud to select
Congratulations, welcome to the team. Pack your bags. I'll see you in Boulder.
Thanks, Coach.
And that will do it for the first round, an unprecedented evening that saw the On Athletics Club snagging the top 8 spots.
I guess you can say they got their guy, and gal, and guy, and guy, and gal, and gal, and gal, and guy.
On behalf of Alex and Shane, thanks for joining us tonight for an exciting opening to the 2020 World Run Draft. Good night.
Might as well just call it the 2020 On Run Draft.